One of the most common reasons men will cite as to why they don't participate in the home or with their kids is because they have a blue collar job, a job that is physically demanding, a job that takes them out in the heat or the cold, a job that just requires a lot of their body and often requires their attention because what they're doing is dangerous. However, I'm married to a blue collar man, so I think I have a unique perspective on this. My husband works incredibly long hours. He works a physically demanding job. He works outside. And the funny thing is, I don't think he's ever been more sleep deprived because of what's happened at home than he has because of what happens at work. His work puts him in a more dangerous position when it comes to sleep deprivation than our home ever has. Even when our baby has been up throughout the night, he gets more sleep in those instances than he does when he's working 24-hour shifts around the clock with 6 hours of rest or 4 hours of rest, whatever it might look like. So we use this as an excuse to not participate when it comes to the kids or domestic labor, but we don't bring up the fact that that's a dangerous environment to work in. Why are we not saying, hey, how come we don't have safer working conditions for our male partners who are in blue collar jobs? How come we don't have better hours and more supports for them? How come we're asking them to work 18 hours straight with electricity with no sleep and we're not worried about their safety? How come we're not worried about those things? And on the flip side of that, isn't it just as dangerous for a woman who's a nurse to be sleep deprived at work? Of course it is. So we can't continue to only use this excuse as to why they don't participate at home, because that is their job and it is dangerous and it does require a level of attention and detail. But the home and sleep deprivation and the work at home is not what is putting them in harm's way or causing the danger. Oftentimes their work environment is a bigger concern. Their companies not caring about whether or not they've slept. Their companies not caring about whether or not they've eaten. Their companies not caring about whether or not they are being put into a physically demanding position that requires some sort of rest. There are laws and regulations around it, but to be honest, there are days where they work 24-hour shifts, where they work 18-hour shifts, whatever it might be, with very little sleep, and that is deemed okay. But when we're asking them to stay up for 4 hours a night to take care of their kid, that is a no-go. I wonder where we're placing our value. Is it better to be sleep deprived because we worked really hard at work? Or is it better to, or not better, more important to spend time with your kids and participating in your family? We always say that when you die, people aren't going to remember what you did for work. They're going to remember who you were and what you meant to them. And why, when we're living, do we place so much value on what we're doing at work and so little value on what we're doing at home? I'm not saying that people should be sleep deprived. I'm not saying that people should put themselves in dangerous positions. But what we should really be doing is asking ourselves, are they in a dangerous position because of their work environment or because of what's happening at home?